Hey, Larry.
Bob,
Good to see you again.
what's going on?
Well, thanks for taking the time today.
Sure.
I've got an exciting new product to talk to you about.
What do you got?
Well, we've got a unique line of new chocolate flavored Greek yogurt that we think is very exciting to grow your category.
Another yogurt. This category is exploding. Sales are pretty good, but we're running out of space. I just don't know where we'd put another category. And now private label's coming out with a number of entries. So I'm not sure, Bob. I don't know where we would put this.
Okay, well, that's a great point. And did a little homework and looking at your category. We've done some research that shows that Greek yogurt is going more mainstream, with 12% of all shoppers buying, which is up from 5% a year ago. And our assessment is that there's a lot of facings of like flavors, especially strawberry. And what we would recommend is trade out some strawberry varieties for this new unique line of chocolate. In looking at the velocities, our strawberry happens to be one of the strongest ones. So I would recommend doing somebody else's strawberry to make room for this new line.
Somebody else's strawberry.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, how are we going to launch it? What do you have?
Well, as usual, we have slotting, same amount that we had last time we launched line extension in the yogurt category to support the launch for the 3 items. Additionally, we have trade support to do 10 for 10 promotion for 6 weeks, 1 time per half. And of course, we have marketing support in the form of TV advertising and national FSI to drive trial and awareness.
You mentioned 10 for 10. I mean, that's a great campaign, but 10 for 10 with that kind of margin now just doesn't get it anymore. We're going to need a little bit more allowance. We're going to need a little bit more to be able to go to 10 for 10.
Okay, I'll have to take that back and I'll work on that for you, Larry.
Well, if you can get that done, and we can run 10 for 10, we'll take a good look at it.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, Bob.
Okay.
Take care.
Take care.
Good to see you.
Yep. In the basic selling conversation we just saw, the buyer and seller clearly have an established relationship. The seller brings the relevant facts to the table around the new item, the marketing program, what the assortment objectives are, and is really kind of delivering the message from the marketing team that he's being asked to do. The seller does not bring as much customized or tailored programs to the table, and he gets a little bit of pushback from the buyer. From a trade perspective, the seller is really bringing what he's had before. So it's kind of a copy and paste from last year, whether it's the same trade program or the same slotting allowances, which the buyer does not respond so favorable to. He's looking for something new and different, or maybe a little bit more. In this example, the seller did not customize the category review for the seller and did not segment the stores or try to identify a real solution to the buyer's objections around space. He was really just trying to recite the facts from the marketing deck and didn't do his homework like he should. In the advanced conversation that you're going to see, a much different approach by the seller with the buyer, starting with right up front, really trying to understand what's on the buyer's mind, what are his objectives and what are some of his hot topics. And the seller does a good job of bringing more functions into the conversation, like supply chain, to help address the buyer's issues, which he really appreciates. You will see that the seller does a great job of leveraging his team's resources with shopper insights customized to the seller based on his stores and his shoppers to overcome some of the issues that they're going to have around space and assortment decisions that they need to make with this new introduction. All stores are not treated the same. As they do the analysis on the shopper, they find that they need to segment stores to make the changes to the assortment and shelving based on the shoppers for those particular stores. The seller does a great job of using a holistic approach to sell in a joint collaborative plan. Trade is part of that plan, but by no means the first part of it, as they talk about ways to grab market share from competition using a jointly developed collaborative marketing plan where trade is a component along with shopper marketing, digital apps, etc. In this next conversation, multi-channel is part of the dialogue as the seller is asking the buyer what are some of the hot topics that they want to address and new things that they want to try. And this is really the seller and buyer collaborating on the status quo and trying something different to launch a new product. Hey, Larry.
Bob, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
What's going on?
Not a lot. So how are things going for your categories since last time we talked? How are things trending?
Well, our total sales overall are running pretty well, pretty good. However, the refrigerated category, we're running a bit behind, so we got some work to do there.
Okay. All right. Well, sorry to hear that. Today I was hoping to talk about an opportunity maybe to help turn around some of those trends for you with an exciting new product. But before we get started, I wanted to see, did you benefit from connecting with our supply chain team last week on that one follow-up?
Yeah, thanks for doing that, by the
Okay.
way. We've been having some trouble with out of stocks, and your team, the folks that you brought, I think they're going to help us out. It looks like they put some things in place that hopefully reduce some of those out of stocks. So
Great.
I appreciate you doing that.
Okay. All right. Well, then on to business at hand here. Here's some details on an exciting new line of chocolate-flavored Greek yogurt, positioned as in a new way as a dessert. And here's the products right here.
Greek yogurt, huh? I'll tell you, this category is doing quite well. A lot of new entries, and now private labels getting into the act, and there's a number of new items coming from the private label brand. So we're running out of space. I'm not so sure we can take on another yogurt. If we do, something's going to have to go. So I'm not sure, Bob.
Okay. Well, I anticipated that. I hear you. Our Shopper Insights team has done some custom research on your shopper base. So let's take a look here. Among your most valuable shoppers, buyers of Greek yogurt have a basket that is 35% bigger than the average shopper. Plus, our concept testing shows that 25% of regular yogurt eaters select their shopping destination based on breadth of flavor selection. In particular, flavors that serve as healthy substitutes for desserts, like these new chocolate items. So we think this is a great subline for us to position with you because it can help improve overall category sales. So what do you think?
Well, but actually, how is it actually going to grow the category? And what items, as I said, we're going to have to get rid of something. So what do you suggest we get rid of?
Well, we suggest we use a really different approach. With our Shopper Insights data, using your shopper card and consumption data, we're going to take a broader look at your overall dairy aisle and look at categories from refrigerated ready-to-eat desserts to cookie dough categories to see what's on trend and what isn't, because we understand that the yogurt category is exploding. We saw some interesting things. In the ready-to-eat pudding category, we have some sales declines, which is the closest competitor to refrigerated dessert category according to our research. We also looked at the space to sales ratio of the existing assortment and optimized the number of facings through simulations. Then, at a city level, we removed the lowest returning items, and with the projected volume increase based on your shoppers compared to our research group, this would mean increased sales for yogurt versus ready-to-eat of 25% in that same amount of space by reallocating. And we think this could result in 7 to 8% overall category growth for you next year.
You know, maybe you've got something there, because the refrigerated pudding category is really not growing, obviously, like yogurt is, and they're adjacent within the store. Maybe we could move some things over, but if we don't, we're going to have to take a look at discontinuing something.
Okay. All right. Well, we did some market research based on where shoppers are going, and what we're finding is a real growth in healthier options for desserts, especially among mainstream to upscale shoppers. So what we would recommend is segmenting your stores to put the new chocolate line of Greek yogurt in your upscale and mainstream stores to start. And based on our simulations, this will help grow your category versus stores like your value stores, which we would not do at this point because we did not see an increase in sales. So again, our point of view is that reallocating dairy aisle space to the fastest growing category is going to help you maximize sales and profits and turn around that soft trend you're seeing right now.
Well, so if we did this, how are we going to kick this thing off? How are we going to let the customers know we have this?
It's a great question. We have a new approach that we'd like to launch with you in your stores. In lieu of slotting, we'd like to invest the introductory funds to help you gain more than your fair share of market versus your competition for this new line of Greek yogurt. And we will do that by developing a collaborative joint marketing plan. What do you think?
Well, like what? One of the things that we've been successful with is in-store sampling programs, and to me, that fits that would fit this pretty well. Customers, they haven't had chocolate, so they're going to want to taste it. And I think that might help. I mean, is there monies to do that?
The beauty of this new approach that we're proposing is performance-based accrual funds that can be targeted to the programs that you want to use to drive sales, as long as we hit our joint sales goals together. We can drive more dollars the more we sell, and we can be flexible in how we apply those dollars.
Another big thing that we're using a lot of is in-store mobile coupons. I mean, that's we're just again something that customers are using,
Yep.
And they're telling us that they like them, and it's proven to really generate some additional trial too. So resources like that would be helpful. I don't know what you can do there.
Absolutely. What I would suggest is we could get our shopper marketing expert in here to meet with you and your marketing team to customize programs like your mobile coupon app and really develop an annual plan of how we're going to drive Greek yogurt sales for your category next year, including launching this new exciting line of chocolate yogurt.
Okay, but when we get to the mobile apps, that I know I asked for it, I'm going to have to get our marketing team involved.
Absolutely.
Why don't you maybe go back and put this all together,
Okay.
And then we can get back together. I'll get the marketing folks involved, and we'll get together with them and see where we go.
Sounds great, Larry. Looking forward to working together on building this plan to drive greater category sales for you.
All right.
Thank
Sounds
you.
good, Bob. Good
Okay.
seeing you.
Good seeing
Take
you.
care.
Thanks.
When we see a supplier come in, we see a tremendous amount of presentations from the trade. The good presenters certainly have more than this. Obviously this is a leave behind, and we need something to hold back from a presentation so that we can refer to as a retailer. But really, the good ones, you don't even look at one of these as they're giving that presentation unless they direct you to it. It's one that they're prepared with the data. They know the data. They come to you as an expert in what they're talking about. Data is what's driving our business in terms of making that right decision. I mean, if you go back, it used to be a lot of gut checks and gut feel for what's going to sell and what's not going to sell. But now the data is there. We're going to segment pretty much everything we do, whether it be from a sales planogram, from a new item presentation, from different ads that we run in the different segments of the customer that we're trying to convince to come and shop in our stores. Again, that's back to them doing their homework on the type of customers that we have, the type of stores that we have, the size sections that we have, that together will then, again, build both of our businesses, and that's the goal. Supply chain is a big deal these days. Finding more efficient ways to get product to our stores through our distribution system. We want to collaborate quite a bit with the CPG world in finding more efficient ways to generate those savings to help us become more efficient. Another way is through our marketing teams. That really stems back to things like mobile. Mobile coupons are becoming a bigger and bigger entity within our company. Customers have told us and that they use them. The evidence is that they are using mobile coupons more and more all the time. Been very successful for us, and one that's just going to continue to take off. All of that leads into, once again, collaborating with us to really build our business. And we build our business, certainly we build the business of the CPG company as well.